I think I don't like it because it's comparative enjoyment, right? You go, I'm going to enjoy this on the basis that someone else has it worse. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it's even moral. The master of comparative enjoyment, by the way, was Charles Dickens. Now, if you don't know who Charles Dickens was, that is your fault. I really think society could not have done more to help with the whole who is Charles Dickens question. And I think once there's a Muppets version of something, it really is down to the individual. You're not going to get more accessible than puppets. So Charles Dickens, the Victorian author, he was obsessed with Christmas, not just in his work, where he basically invented the idea of modern middle-class Christmas, but in life, as a guy, he was obsessed, and he would have a big Christmas feast every year with his friends, family, associates. And one year, Charles Dickens hired an actor to pretend to be a tramp, right? Dress up like a tramp, big coat and boots. And his job was to stand outside Charles Dickens' window during the Christmas feast and stamp his boots in the ice and slush and sort of say loudly complaints about how awful his life was. You know, oh, it's a bitterly cold Christmas Eve. Oh, if only I had a family of my own, you know, things like that. And the idea was that these would drift through the window to the ears of the guests of Charles Dickens, whereupon they would be all the more grateful for the good food, wine, and company of old Charles Dickens. Now, isn't that less the sort of thing you'd expect from Charles Dickens and more the sort of thing you'd expect from Hannibal Lecter? Isn't that mad? And there was no lesson, by the way. There wasn't a bit where the tramp came in and went, gotcha! Like, no. It was just like a meal enhancement device. I mean, I'm not knocking its effectiveness. It would work. I've considered it. I know a lot of out-of-work actors. For the price of a beer, I could have someone outside the door of this theater dressed as a tramp right now. Oh, it's boring in the corridor. No one's observing anything out here. I wish someone would talk about sandwiches in a semi-sexual manner. And you'd all go, oh yeah. Oh, we're lucky to be here. If anything, I think Dickens didn't make the most of it. Keep the guy on retainer, have him round the house. Right? Night time, pop him in the corridor, outside the bedroom. Oh, it's lonely here in the corridor. I wish I was having sex with an author. Oh, there isn't even a penis in my mouth. I wish I had a fantastic penis like Charles Dickens, I've heard. And in the bedroom is Mrs. Dickens going, hey, you know what? That homeless man in the corridor is right. I'm lucky to be here. There's kids in Africa who'd love to fuck Charles Dickens. Comedy is about context, isn't it?